Hi everyone, MJ, aka Silver Moon Tarot and Astrology. I'm sorry for removing the Aries and Taurus videos, feeling it was not up to a standard that I strive for to help others. Plus my own personal energy being off, I felt it was best to take them down. My purpose for this channel is not the quantity, but the quality that is uploaded. Most, if I feel my energy is not in a good place, and it's best to do nothing. Okay, let's discuss what is happening with us at this time of the lunar eclipse in Taurus. For each of us, it will affect different areas of our lives, depending on the house in which it occurs. Let's begin on what was and where we are heading. Transformation. We have all been going through this from the time we were born. Change does happen throughout life. It just occurs at different times and can last many years. The question we must ask ourselves is the what, where, and how. The why is to force us into becoming better versions of ourselves in relationships and society on this planet that we share with others. In doing so, we must be good stewards and caretakers of the environment around us. This includes people, animals, resources, and earth. We all come into the world with nothing, and nothing leaves this world with us, not fame and fortune, family or friends, or food and possessions. Even our body remains behind to return to whence it came. Transformation is all about the authority, power, and control over only ourselves. Each of us is created differently but equally. We all have opinions, thoughts, and ideals how things should be, but it doesn't mean we have to agree. But by sharing and assisting each other, we can make the world a better place to live. After each transformation of our life, we are reborn into being a better person of our old self. There is a new beginning, a completeness that is going to take place, and it will only be the characteristics of love that will help us through to the end of our life as we know it. So I will go ahead now and start beginning to do the astrology and give the tarot cards that I see for the energy of each sign. I'll try and keep it simple. I'll try and stay focused on just the house of where that's coming from for each and every sign. So if you will hang with me today, we'll see how it goes. So let's begin for each sign. What's going to take place? Before I begin doing the astrology for each sign, I want to discuss the energies of the planets from the sun all the way through to Saturn for that day and what their energies will be. Saturn, which will be ruling the day because that will be on a Saturday. Saturn deals with where you learn to operate within the limitations of society, responsibility and rules, fears, obstructions, limitations, father, the teacher. Its energy will be one due to its resting. It doesn't have much energy. It is still retrograde. It will not go stationary to the 1st of November. Jupiter, which is the planet of a personal expansion process of your realm and horizons, this house brings good fortune and luck, the house of optimism, confidence, and pride. But its energy is going to be at a -5 because it too is retrograde. And it still has, I believe it's 63 days and 6 hours of retrograde to go before it goes direct. The next one will be Mars. Mars is about courage and the ability to take action, desire, and nature, and aggressive drives. Sign shows how you go out after values and survival. The house is where you concentrate this energy. So I'll be letting you know on each one of these. And Mars is going to be at an 8. Its energy is the highest of the whole day. It will be very intense. So Mars, we're going to have to be very careful about our ability to take action. Also questioning our desires and aggressive drives that we have. And also maybe check our values and how we're going to survive something at this time. And what are you really concentrating your energy toward there? The next one is the sun. Its energy will be a -5. It's all about our inner personal purpose, our inner drive and energy, the source of will and motivation, sense of confidence, strength, individuality, and creativity. And it will only be at a -5. So there won't be a whole lot of energy there to get something done. And it, like I said, it may be very aggressive that day because of Mars. It could be a lot of agitation of not being able to get things done. Venus, she'll be 0 degrees, but overnight between 1, and these are all my times, Eastern Standard Times, when I give you a time, you'd have to do for yourself on yours, between 1:07 a.m. to 2:12 a.m., she will drop to a -3. So your capacity to love and your values is what Venus is all about. The sign shows your attitudes and needs in love. House shows what you value most and attract to yourself. Refinement. Money can either be gained or lost during this time. The next one is Mercury. Mercury being the planet of the concrete and the conscious mind. The sign and house shows how and where you communicate and assimilate the results of your relationships. It's about reason and logic. And Mercury's going to be at a -5, so communication may not be good. The last thing we have is the moon. And the moon is how we express our purpose in everyday activities through our emotions, attitudes, habits, general moods, how you adapt to your environment. And it's also about the mother. And it will be at a +4 most of the early day up until in the evening, my time again, Eastern Standard Time. From 7:40 p.m. to 4:23 a.m., it will increase from a 4 to a 7 during those hours I just told you. 7:40 p.m. to 4:23 a.m. So when I talk about the houses and I say where this is, you can refer back to this to note that what each one and what it will be for you. Okay? I just want to go for that so we can go ahead and get that out of the way when I start showing what houses the lunar eclipse will be for each sign. All right. I also want to add to this that the moon in its energy being so high is because it's exalted in Taurus. But the ruler of this eclipse is going to be Venus. With Venus having the strength at 0 for most of the day into the early morning hours, like I said, those times I said, we will feel that need of in that relation with Venus about our capacity to love and our values and our attitude and needs in love. Be a focus there. And remember what I said about the house will show when the house that is going to be for each sign is what you value most and attract to yourself. Again, this could be dealing a lot with money and gains and loss. Okay? Because the opposition to that is going to be Scorpio. And Mars is going to be very, very intense there. The energy on this day will be intense about what we desire. So I'll talk about more on that when I get into each sign and how it will be for each sign. Okay, let's take a close look at where this lunar eclipse is going to take place. You can see here it's in this area with Russia and South Africa, or Africa. I don't know why I said South Africa. I guess I was thinking of South America. But it will be taking a lot going on over in this area. And we know what already is going on in this area. And remember I said about the energy of Mars being so intense and the war that's going on there. And these Arab nations and Israel and Egypt and this impact is going to, it's going to be really, really intense in this area. So our focus may be a lot toward what we hear of what's happening. But this eclipse is going to have this effect here. Now you can see as the bands, I hope you can see these pretty good, but as it goes out, that means there will be less effect or less visibility on this. Let's go over now. So let's look at where it starts in that area. and it will go straight over, and you can see it's doing the eclipse, and there's a little portion there, as you can see at the bottom, and as it goes over Africa, it will go back to its illumination again. Again, you see at the bottom right here, there will be that uh, darkness, more intense energy at the bottom of the moon. It'll just be touching it, but you can see in the area where it's taking place. And again, the bands, you can see how they lighten, will be the visibility of those areas of what can see. It's only going to touch in the United States, here in Canada, and part of South America. It will be intense somewhere. It can be in here, be seen really well. As far as the United States, it looks like it comes through that area of South Carolina up through this part up in here, where we'll see. You can do that. Sorry about that. Where what's occurring here. So I'll let you just kind of look at it for a minute and visualize it and see what is going on here. Hey Aquarius, MJ's here, and we're going to do your lunar eclipse reading and astrology here. This is going to be in your fourth house, which is about the home, which is about dealing with the emotional home feelings of maybe the wife and the relationship, as well as it's dealing with something of the career. The 10th house, which is about your career. And there's something here within the material realm of through your job or whatever, the material realm of what you get, your paycheck, your stub, your whatever, or your possessions with that 10th house. Like, this is where we get the money from. This is our job. This is what we do. And then the fourth house, there's some sort of unexpected change in the home. And I would say your intuition is telling you something here. Or that the other person, the wife or whatever, has some has something here. I want to say speculation. Because I'm seeing this is your card here. And this eclipse is happening in the fourth house of your home, emotional home. And this moon is going to conjoin with Jupiter. And Jupiter and Uranus are retrograde. So it's still something about the past that you're trying to avoid some sort of conflict or a decision or something here. But there's something unexpected that kind of comes to like a halt here with Taurus, in Taurus. Because this is air and this is earth. Something, there's a sudden change in the direction, an unexpected change in the home, in your home life. And you're trying to, right now, you're trying to avoid a conflict here. And this is like a boundary of something here. But there's going to be this sudden change of direction. Now, all that we have here is dealing emotions, confusion. We've got Hermit here, which is a major arcana card. Which is about internalizing. It's Virgo. And Venus is in Virgo. There's something of and Venus is in a fall because it's opposite of the sign that it is exalted in. And that would be Pisces, which is your second house. So, you share something here with someone that where they're not, I don't know how to put this. Something about them is a dishonor. They've fallen from grace. Let's put it that way. That's the best way I can put it. They have fallen from grace. And there's strong emotions here. They have fallen from grace of the universe. That star is a path that we follow. You know, it's kind of like the North Star or the star above us that we're born under. So we do know that there's something here with Venus. And somebody here is definitely fallen from grace. We have also the confusion. Again, like I said, this is Scorpio energy. This is dealing with Venus. Venus in Scorpio. And Venus is detriment in Scorpio. So whatever is happening here, when Venus gets in that Scorpio energy, something about them is that fall of grace or dishonored. Because Venus goes, when she gets into Scorpio, she's in a detriment. And when a planet is in that detriment, it's a lot of it's weak, it's negative, and it's repressed. It's something with the shadow side as well. Something that happens now. By the time that Venus gets into Scorpio, which give me a second. It will be around the 1st of December when Venus gets into Scorpio. So some action that somebody takes right now that's happening right now or going to happen at this time over the weekend is going to create something where their actions is dishonorable or they have fallen from grace. in some way. And I don't think they can. Oh, Lord, what am I looking at here? It's going to create some disruption in your relationship, your home life. I don't know what it is, but there's somebody that's going to do something at this time on this weekend that's going to create the change here. They're either avoiding you for some reason because they don't want to get in a conflict with you, but we're definitely talking about air earth here. And when this stops, and this is Taurus, and this is about Venus, we got Venus here, and we've got Venus here and Scorpio. And whatever they're doing is not going to be good, but it's going to create an issue in your home life. Somebody takes some kind of action here. And like I said, either you're avoiding the conflict here, or somebody is avoiding it. But there's going to be a change of direction here. It's something about trust. There is something about trust here. Now, I don't know if somebody doesn't trust your spouse or something here about the relationship, but I know there's going to be a change of direction. Uh, Something is going to come into filtration here. The harvest is going to happen, and there's something about building blocks here. Blockages, challenges, possibly. The first thing we got coming out again is we got this Libra card here. Justice. Balancing of the scales. Again, it's like you're avoiding them or they're avoiding you, or there's something here with justice. The next thing we've got here is the Page of Pentacles. Something of a message or an offer or something here. And this is all earth. And we also have the Fool. Somebody taking a leap of faith at something here. Has to do with Uranus and an Aquarius. And this is, a sudden change that's going to happen. I don't know what this is. To tell you the truth, I really don't know, but I know somebody. This full moon is going to be really, really powerful. I do know that for you because it's dealing with trust. And if you can't trust your partner, you can't trust something here, then what do you have? It's some actions that somebody does, something here that happens. Hmm. There's fire and earth in this too as well. Somebody's actions they do, and they whatever it is they do something here, very rash. The spirit message you got is to the sea. Reminds me of that Six of Swords. Again, somebody's threatening to leave, or somebody's leaving. It's gonna. This is gonna be a very. We got the full moon. Somebody here is thinking about a new beginning. But all this is telling me something is changing directions. There's a change in the wind. Something's going in a different direction. Either you're going, but it's like a avoidance of a confrontation, and you can't avoid something forever. Whatever this is that's going on. But I feel like your partner is not happy with something here because I feel like they feel or said, well, whatever's going on here, they're like, you said this wouldn't last long, and the energy of the moon's getting real intense here, and by Sunday, um, by Sunday, which would be the very next day, because the full eclipse is the eclipse is going to be on Saturday, which will be ruled by Saturn, which is in your second house, which is limits, restrictions, and all this is going to create some sort of conflict here. It's I want I want to say I feel like that it's testing. Mm, yeah. Somebody's creating burdens here by their own actions. Something they're doing. Somebody, but I feel like something here, your partner or your wife or whatever, emotionally. I mean, this is a big emotional time with this solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. Sorry, for you, because it has to do with something in the career. Um, some legality that you're trying to avoid something here, but you can't. I don't care how much you try to avoid it, you're not going to be able to avoid it. But it's being created through somebody else's actions. I don't, could be your actions. I don't know, but I don't think so. Could be the actions of the spouse, could be actions of something external from you that brings this. But somebody is either threatening to take some action or they're doing it. And I feel like a lot of this has to do with trust. Somebody doesn't trust the other one. And there's going to be probably more communication about separation. Because I feel what's going on in the home is real tense right now and confusing. And I feel like you're trying to get away from something here. You don't want to go into this confrontation. You may be trying to avoid the partner because you know whatever it is, something's coming here. And I see that, I just feel like the partner's not happy. And here you are in this, be naive if you want to, because this is your card as well. Like I said, it's a change of direction. Due to some rush action being taken. I don't know, but it's we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's what I got for you, and we'll see you the next time. I mean, like I said, it's something within your home. You're emotional there in the home, very emotional, and there's something with the career and your work. I don't know if you're escaping something at home and going to work and kind of just leaving whatever here is like that's changing the direction, the wind. I mean, it's like, but it's creating some sort of rift. But whatever it is, there's a focus here on it. Um, with the sun, I mean, this is all the sun that's bringing something out. And I feel like the spouse is very emotional. Somebody's internalizing something here. It's almost like like I said, Venus is in Virgo, and it's in a fall, and it's like I said, something falling from grace here. Because of, I mean, there's all these feelings. It's just like somebody's they speculation or something about work. Um, Maybe you're telling someone you're going to work and you're not going to work, and they're like, "Well, wait a minute. I thought you said you was going to work." Believe you me, whatever's done in the dark can't be hid. Stayed in the dark. It will come out in the light. I promise you that, because we got it like a T square here, and that's Pluto in your 12th house. There will be, Pluto will create destruction because of something in the past, and it will change the direction for the future. And that's kind of what I've got. But it's under the power of this full moon, this eclipse. Somebody does something they shouldn't do. They didn't think this through before they acted. Okay, that's what I got for y'all, and I will see y'all later. Thank you.